All right. There are other people running for the 2024 Republican nomination. One of those people is Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley had an event. She spoke at an event, and it was embarrassing. It was low energy, rivaling Jeb Bush in 2016. It makes Jeb Bush look electric from 2016. And the event seems totally brain dead, and Nikki Haley's campaign continues to remain dead on arrival. This was the SBA List HQ event in Virginia. And I think that means Small Business Association List headquarters. She, for some reason, to the SBA spoke about abortion. I don't know what's worse, the level of energy or the arguments that Nikki Haley is making.
The next president must find national consensus. That might sound strange to many people. Under Roe, consensus was replaced by demonization. And let's be honest, most in the media prioritize demonization. They stoke division, pitting Americans against each other. No one talks about finding consensus. Everyone goes to the barricades and attacks the other side. They've turned a sensitive issue that has long divided people into a kind of
Isn't this inspiring?
Bidding war. How many weeks are you for? How many exceptions are you for? And the list goes on. But these questions miss the point if the goal is about saving as many lives as possible. You don't save any lives if you can't enact your position into law. And you can't do that unless you find consensus. Reaching consensus starts with humanizing, not demonizing. Just like I have my story, I respect everyone who has their story. I don't judge someone who is pro-choice any more than I want them to judge me for being pro-life.
So she says some things that are fine, like let's not judge each other and try to find consensus and have compassion and whatever else. But this is just not moving the needle. And I'll tell you where the polling is in a moment, but just a completely, whatever the opposite of an electrifying campaign would be, that's what Nikki Haley seems to be running. She also commented about how she feels when people decide not to go through with a pregnancy.
Michael and I struggled to have children of our own. I had many challenges as a teenager into my college years. I went through numerous surgeries. When Michael and I were married, I couldn't wait to be a mom. But what happened so easily for many of my friends was not my path. We went through countless sessions of fertility treatments. Every day I wake up and see or speak to my two children, I feel blessed. The greatest job I will ever have is being their mom. Our eldest daughter got married just 10 days ago. I will never forget the day she was born, and then seeing her walk down the wedding aisle.
I don't know what it is about these speeches that Nikki Haley gives. Like these are nice, touching stories in some abstract sense. So your daughter being born, your daughter's wedding day, compassion, empathy. But I don't know if it's like how the stories are written for her and she reads. There's something about this that couldn't possibly be less interesting.
With her dad. I felt what countless parents feel: love, pride, overwhelming joy. I believe every life is a blessing from God.
Yeah.
My heart hurts when someone decides not to go through with a pregnancy.
Okay. So in terms of how this is going, it's hard to imagine Nikki Haley even making it to the first primary, but I guess she's going to stick around long enough to debate. If we look at recent polling here, we have an Ipsos Reuters poll where Haley is polling 3%. We have a Morning Consult poll where Haley is polling 3%. We have a Big Village poll where Haley is polling 6%. That's a B- rated poll. So, she's sort of like 3% Nikki, I guess, is where we are at this point in time. So listen, I don't take away anything from anybody's right and ability to run, and her desire, I'm sure, I guess, is genuine, and unless she's auditioning for VP, in which it's sort of like a publicity tour. But I do wonder, and I know I've said this before, and whenever I mention it, people in my audience seem to not be on the same page. I've asked before, when someone like Nikki Haley talks presumably to advisors and her family, and decides to run. Does she actually think to herself, okay, let's see, I'm polling 3%. Trump already has 53%. Here's my path to winning. Like, does she actually think she could win? Or is it more of a, I think I could get some positive attention if I do this, even though I know I'm not going to win? Whenever I bring this up, some people write to me and say, no, David, people become like almost like delusional and they think they could possibly win. And other people write to me and go, no, David, of course she understands she can't win. And Chris Christie knows he can't win. And Vivek Ramaswamy knows he can't win. But they calculate that it's worth running for some other reason. I don't know the answer, but it's very difficult to imagine how Nikki Haley could look at the situation and think, I can win, and I can win by making quite literally the least interesting speeches in the world about abortion to the Small Business Association. It's crazy to me. Let me know what you think. We're going to take a quick break. We will hear from Ronna McDaniel after the break. We'll talk about the Trump rape trial that has started, many, many other things to discuss. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.